exactly how she sounds. Hey everybody, what's up? I'm Sarah the Rebel. This is the Rebel-based podcast. Normally, my co-host is Katrina, but today I have Ashley Chen.
Meow! Meow, meow. Meows instead of hello.
You. Her. So Ashford is a cosplayer, well known for her group Chocolate Covered Cosplay. So if you'd like to tell the folks a little bit about yourself while I check on our settings.
Oh, great. Well, hey, this is Ashley Chan. Meow, meow. I'll be saying meow instead of saying hello because that's how adults do.
YOLO.
YOLO. I run Chocolate Covered Cosplay. We talk about diversity in the cosplay and gaming community, and as well as anime. Basically, we want people to feel comfortable about being whoever they are, and you can cosplay whatever you want to, no matter what your race, size, gender, is. So we want people to be able to cosplay what they want. So we have open dialogues about race and gender in the gaming and anime community. A lot. We usually do Anime Expo. We have been to Comic-Con and E3, but mainly just to go and experience because we're awesome. But other than that,
we're awesome.
we do spend a lot of times in anime conventions. That's where we mostly hang out, and we make sure that people have an open, honest dialogue about these kinds of things. So you can find us at chocolatecovercosplay.com. We're also all up on the Facebooks. But Ashley Chan has been on the Tester 3. It was an amazing experience.
She's famous.
Technically, yes. But also, yes. So anytime, just give me a call.
Don't call her.
Please don't.
Don't actually call her.
But if you did, I would be like, I'd be like, yeah. If you found my number, I'd be like, wow, you worked really hard for that. So I guess say hello.
Unfortunately, Twitch has stopped. I was trying to read the comments, people, but unfortunately.
No, there's no comment.
Unfortunately, Twitch has stopped.
So,
you don't have to run the podcast. I'm on the podcast.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to work.
I feel you.
Just work. Not do me.
Ashford and I are very good friends, actually. Despite what you may be seeing. Oh, Twitch stopped again. All right, so that's not where we're going to get comments from. We met in college.
Yeah.
Are you afraid I'm going to tell the story about you?
No, it's okay. No. It's going to be great because I can segue into what we talk about.
Great. So, we met in college. We were both theater majors, and I'm really bad at that, so I switched. But we remained friends. I won't tell the funny story. Maybe some other time. But
okay.
But when I was looking to move out to LA, I put out the phone call to all these actor folks because I knew they moved out to LA, and Ashley answered the call. So she's my home slice. We lived together. It was horrible. Don't ever do that with your best friend. Motherfucking spaghetti bowls in the sink.
Look, let me tell you about all the good, delicious things I've made for this woman.
She's really good at cooking.
I'm an amazing cook. I do have a custom.
Except at one time.
Look, those quesadillas.
Except
you
at
need
one
to
time.
look. Every cook has one moment where they done messed up, and I had that time, and she was there for it. But if you would like shrimp and steak and all the amazing things that exist in this planet, I could totally do that.
She can. She's an amazing cook. To this day, anywhere I eat grits, I compare it to Ashford's grits.
Oh, great. Oh, you have some clear grits in that box.
Anyway, we should be talking about what the podcast is about. Yes. So, if you're brand new to Rebel-Based Podcast, we don't actually talk about cooking and roommates. We talk about video games and comics and movies, anything geeky, just from the opinion of feminist crazy cat ladies. Normally, my co-host is Katrina, and once in a while we bring on a guest. So Ashley is filling that spot today, and we're really excited to just hop in. The way this podcast works is we talk about news, then we talk about our topic of the week, and then we talk about our quick picks, and then we have our little closing remarks. So get ready. It's going to be a wild ride. I've been drinking a little wine. I'm not going to lie to you.
I have kombucha, so it's basically the same.
I thought it was sambucha. I'm
No.
great.
Oh, no, kombucha, not for real, though. It helps with, where is it?
It's got a lot of adjectives on the front. So, news. First of all, you know what we're going to talk about first. I would like to look at the chat real quick. I want to see if you can guess the first piece of news that we're going to talk about. I'll give you a hint. It is comic related. Let's go see. No.
I just figured that was appropriate because I'm pretty sure it goes into what we're going to be talking about in a minute. And if you don't know the call of the goddess, then
you should know the call.
You should.
We should have warned you to turn your.
Yeah, you're.
Sorry. Thinking about that, I regret it. I'll put an annotation when I put the video on YouTube that tells you to turn volume down now.
Yeah.
Piper's twin. These do look a lot like those. Female Thor. You are right. Piper's twin. You are on it.
Good.
So the first thing we're going to talk about is Thor.
Mm-hmm.
It was announced, in case you weren't aware, by Marvel that the next iteration of Thor is a woman. She looks gorgeous. And I'm not talking about her face. I mean, like
her face,
her armor, and just like
everything.
She's not like scantily clad or awkward.
No, she had full clothes. That's what I was like, wait, are you wearing pants and a skirt behind said the bustle? Technically, I'm not gonna get to technicals, but
and her face is halfway hidden under the helmet. Like it's just like they really treated her like an actual character. She looks so dope.
I'm so pumped. I'm just very excited. I could just geek out over the costume stuff in general, but like that being said. Well, and I've had so many conversations with other women and other people, like, on set or not, and they were always like, oh, so is now, like, Thor become a woman, or is there, like, a transgender thing happening? And I was like, no, I'm pretty sure, based on what I know, Thor is just a woman. It's not female Thor or she Thor or whatever. Mm-hmm. Thor is now a female.
Right. So what has happened before is the hammer passes to whoever is worthy, and that person gets the title of Thor. So in the past, this has gone to like a froggy person, and a horse-faced alien. I've seen a few other people with the hammer, but I don't think they were officially Thor. So this isn't an unprecedented thing. And in fact, they've been building up to it for at least, I feel like they said the past 2 years have been leading up to this story change where the hammer is passing now to a woman. She is Thor. It's pretty exciting. Thor is still alive. I would love to know what his name is now. Is he Thor Odin's son, or is he going to turn into Dave like that comic suggested?
Oh, that'd be fabulous.
What do I call you now? Dave.
My name is Dave. I am Dave.
Dave.
Did you look up to the sky?
I did.
Oh, wow. I did.
Did you? Mm-hmm. This is friendship.
I'm very, very excited to see what they do with this character, especially because like she in herself wasn't scantily clad, so that means there's a level of like genuine like equal respect going on there that at least I can tell by the costume design. And on top of that, you know, what kind of issues is she going to have to deal with? It reminds me of Wonder Woman when I was first, you know, looking up on her and reading a few things that she did and how she came down to Earth. I think it was one of the animated series, and she's like, why are women lowering themselves below men? I don't understand why you would do that ever, and we're kind of awesome and we own most of the sky. Why would you ever, you know, pretend like you need this thing when you actually can do it yourself? You're completely capable. Why are you trying to attract men? And I hope that there's a little bit of that, but Wonder Woman is very specifically, like, kind of, in a sense, very quote-unquote feminist, if you want to. Right. She's very much about, like, the feminine, you know, experience and how we are strong and powerful. But I like to see what they do with Thor. I almost would like to just see her being an awesome superhero and not having to be discussing, I guess, women's rights in general.
And just being herself.
Because many of the times we talk about, like, game characters, like, well, we just want... You can just put she instead of he, and it's the same exact story. Exactly. One just has a lot of extra something going on, and that's about it. And I would like to see it as if she were just her, and it wasn't so much about the agenda. But those things can be.
But speaking of the agenda, for anyone who's upset about this news, I would like to point out that comics were talked about on The View. The news networks were talking about news in comic books. Like, really? Like, we made it. We made everybody high five. We made it. We have gotten to the point where we're being talked about in mainstream news. Like, that's how, like, much the geekery has grown. And I think that's an exciting thing, even if you don't like the news. I mean, comic book fans, we're constantly dealing with changes. People getting their origin story reset, people dying, people coming back to life, people being in another universe, alternate storylines that didn't really happen. Like, it's something we're used to, and sometimes we don't like the changes, but I think overall, it's not any bigger of a change than we've ever had before, right? Like, to say that it's more insane for you to imagine a woman as Thor than a frog as Thor, you should, like, rethink the way your brain is wired, if that's an issue for you. I got the long out of that one.
I mean, you know, I'm gonna just make noises over here. But yeah,
that's the way I like my women. Oh, what? Dr.
I mean, if you... We've already had this discussion, Sarah.
So, moving along, we also have, in other superheroine news, the new Batgirl costume. Have you seen that?
Leather. I like the fact that it's not just. Yeah, we have like all the girls and the tits and.
I have all the tits.
All the tits. I'm like, can I really enjoy the fact that they actually let fabrics be what they are. It's really interesting because most of the female costumes you get, whatever, scantily clad. But if they're made from solid armor and metal, I'm down because they actually do something to protect. However, recently we've been seeing a lot of these, like you can actually see the details of the breasts or whatever was going on there, and actually those fabrics do nothing for protecting you. And
I can see your nipples. It's not gonna like protect you.
It really isn't. And like, you know, as someone who sews and understands fabrics and how they work together, actually seeing how a leather coat fits on a woman is just from like a fabric sense of someone who enjoys cosplay and does it. But I really am happy to see that they're using they're actually taking what happens in real life and then making it in a sense what goes on with the fabric, like just in general.
Right, like the way it lays on her and everything like that. Yeah, yes. I definitely agree. I think it's super cute. I'm excited, and what I love more than anything is how much I'm seeing that shared by other women, like the picture and the description and everything. Yeah. Like, women, we are 100% behind this in comics, and it's so great to see the solidarity and to be able to reach out and be like, you're a comic fan too. Like, look how many of us there are. So I also really appreciate the costume coming out for that purpose of almost being like a signal flare. Like, oh, I'm surrounded by other women who care about this sort of thing. So you can't say, oh, it doesn't matter if the character is dressed a certain way or not. Like, it obviously does matter because this got our attention.
But it means something to us. And also, I mean, just imagine that she's a girl. Like, she's back. Girl. You know, and she's probably under the age of 18. Let's just be real. She may or may not be, depending on what canon they're gonna go with. But that being said, she has this she looks so youthful, and not having her sexuality be the main attraction is what makes me the most happy. This is from a costume perspective, but that's awesome.
Yes.
Yay, Batgirl.
Yay, Batgirl. And of course, the new Captain America. So his longtime partner, Sam, is taking on the costume, and it's slightly different. Of course, he's got the shield logo, but it's like wings instead of the sunbursts, which I thought was pretty cool. And then, of course, he has his wings. But what I've seen, the single shot of the costume looks really awesome. It's even more exciting to imagine that Anthony Mackie might one day actually play Cap in a movie. I love that dude.
The world is a beautiful place.
I don't just love him because he's attractive, by the way. Like, I want this to be clear. Like, his personality, dude, he could be ugly as hell and I'd still want to bang that man. He's like, hey, I'm doing an interview. We're going to talk about comics.
And it was so puffy, like, you know what's going on! Like, I love you so didn't just come out of nowhere. Of course, how many, people we know in the movie industry who are just like, yeah, comics, whatever, but I'm also making this movie because I get paid. I'm like, but love it with your soul.
Censored for strong content.
Was it? I just was being honest. Love
yourself. Ash for you encroaching on my arm space. I'm just kidding.
I thought there was two.
No, you can get my arm space. It's
great.
Fine. No, I changed my mind. I'm so unhappy right now.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Terrible. You're like, this.
That's how I feel about that. So, a lot of exciting news in the comics world. And some people who are a little more critical, a little more pessimistic than I would say I am, are like, oh, they're just doing this for the attention and they're just doing it for the agenda, blah, blah, blah. But I think you also need to look at the fact that marketing studies are showing Black people and women are buying and reading comics. This isn't pandering to an audience that doesn't exist. This is updating a system. And I've heard this argument from a lot of, I hate to say it, white guys who are in the not all men category, who are playing devil's advocate, putting their trilby on. The argument that characters shouldn't be changed from their color in movies. Instead, there should be new characters created who are of color and who are women. So now I would love to know what their arguments could possibly be now. Like, no, don't touch my Thor. You've had, like, how many years of Thor? Thor's been around for, like, a really long time. You've had the years of the Thor you wanted. Just like any other comic book, changes are happening, and you can't claim to be a comic book fan if you're not used to these sorts of changes happening. So I'd love to see what the argument is now. Like, oh, okay, you wanted me to not change the color of this character. Cool, I got a new character now. Thanks.
Yeah.
Black Captain America.
Yeah. I mean, Captain America in himself, like, he's getting a lot older. He's obviously
he's 90 now because they drained his magic.
Right? So, basically, I mean, he's getting older. He has to transfer it onto somebody else. There's no clones or Superboys around. So, that being said, it really shouldn't be an issue that he happens to be of color. You know, I don't really see, like, the problem with him being that because, you know, America right now is full of people who are mixed of all kinds of races and all kinds of colors. And when Captain America was first created, it made sense because they were fighting Nazis in Germany and we needed somebody who represented the mass population, which I'm not even going to get into, like, the percentages of people of color versus the percentage of people of not color who have been in this country since the day it was born, in a sense, or we all agreed that it was. But I always thought that, you know, representing all of America actually comes from a sort of mixed race culture at this point. Because what is America right now? We have about, I mean, 50-50, if not, you know, 70-30, whatever percentages you want to go to. But a lot of people here are of color who come here who are of color as well. And we want to identify with who is America at this point. And if you notice, like, I do a lot of commercial acting as well, and, like, I've noticed that they call people in for, like, McDonald's commercials, or, like, not Wendy's, but,
Wendy's is for white people. We don't need you.
Well, Wendy's is designed after his granddaughter. It's very specific. But that being said, a lot of other commercials I have seen or that I've been called in for, they want people who are ethnically ambiguous. Like, it is on the call sheet that we want you to represent our company ethnically ambiguous. It is like, yes, there's lots of Caucasian stuff that goes out too, but that's a lot of, like, background and hot girl stuff. Like, it's really interesting how that's sort of transitioning. But I have noticed from an actor perspective that America right now is ethnically ambiguous, and that is what is on the call sheets all the time. And, like, never be wrong, like, whatever. It's just like America is a mixture of cultures, and having someone who is one of the quote unquote, like, two main cultures we talk about the most, whites and blacks. Having that being said, you know, someone's like, why isn't Captain America Latina? You know, Latino or Latina.
Maybe he will be eventually.
We don't know.
Or maybe she will be. Maybe eventually. Oh my God! If Miss America Chavez could take on the Captain America mantle one day,
she's got it. She's like, whatever, I got this. I've been waiting. And then she pulls out a costume out of her closet. She's like, no, for real, I've been waiting.
No, she'd say it in a much, like, angrier way. She'd be like, fuck it. Just put on the costume.
Like, I have been waiting.
So those are the comic book things that we're excited about. Let's move on into video games. Oh, my nail just got caught in my hair. That was awkward. I was at EVO this weekend. EVO, for any of you who don't know, is a fighting game championships. So they have different games, not every year, but usually the games change and everything like that. So a few they had this year. Killer Instinct made its debut. We had Street Fighter 4 tournaments. We had the Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and there were a few anime-based ones that I could never remember the name of. Like maybe Blaze Blue? Yeah, I think Blaze Blue was there.
Persona, the new one? They have probably a fighting game version of Persona now, I think.
Yeah. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure was there to play, but not to compete in. Which I find funny, because all of a sudden JoJo is just popping up everywhere in my life.
The new Ninja Gaiden, but it's not really a fighting game with each other.
No, so that one wasn't there. So they had a bunch of indie games there, in a separate space, like you could just go check out.
Okay,
so like,
was it Indiecade specifically, or was it just
no? It was just a few fighting games that were indie. So like Nidhogg, Aztez. Remember Nidhogg?
Oh, I killed you so hard.
I killed you really hard too. You just happened to get it the last time.
Whatever.
I killed her hard.
No.
I killed her real hard with my sword.
Nope. My sword in her back.
We can go again. That's about to come out for the PS4 if it's not already out.
Do it.
We'll do it. Anyway, Aztez, which is a black and white game where you play as an Aztec, and it's really dope. It's like a beat 'em up, but also like a strategic RPG in a way. It's pretty cool. And I'm trying to remember any other indie. There were quite a few indie games there. I hadn't heard of all of them. But anyway, so it was just really interesting seeing the mix and, of course, watching the tournaments. This is my second year at EVO. My favorite game to watch is Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 because it's so quick and intense and it's like everything's happening at once. And it's slightly more unpredictable than the other ones are. Excuse me. I really, 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 really wanted Chris G to win. I was like so on board the Chris G trade, and he lost to Justin Wong. And not only did this man lose to Justin Wong, but the whole crowd was on Justin's side. The entire crowd was chanting his name, Justin, Justin. Like, I just felt like Chris G would probably just sit there like, well, fuck it then. Justin can win. Anyway, it was very sad. Single tear. Rico Suave got into the top 8 Killer Instinct. Yes, his name that
that's why I didn't comment, because I understood.
He really fits his name, is all of us.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that man got a little mohawk going on.
Why are you even? Do you play a saxophone too? I'm
not trying to get it. No, if you don't know what song that was, Careless.
I've heard of classrooms being stopped by that song. He's like, no, teacher. It meant it. And anyway, not even.
Look how hard you're making me facepalm on my own podcast.
I love you.
I know. In Street Fighter 4, normally this is really dominated by Japanese competitors. And so we had Ricky, Snake Eyes, and representing America, and then we had Luffy, who was representing France.
Interesting.
And Snake Eye, and his name's spelled differently.
Not like One Piece.
Right, but a bunch of people were making One Piece jokes and spelling his name wrong, so I don't know if that was on purpose or if people were confused.
I mean,
anyway,
also he probably did he knew what he was doing.
He's like, this is the French way of spelling it.
C'est je comprends pas.
Don't talk about Chris G like that, Tom, bad guy. Don't post podcast fighting the game stream. Snake Eyes is great.
Like a queen. We can sing Queen. I am prepared for all of that.
It was was that Wham?
What is the actual song? Because I know the song.
Careless Whisper is the song name, if you want to look it up.
Thank you very much.
Anyway, Luffy, his Rose was pretty cray. Like, he was just destroying people. But you're right, I agree with the comment. Snake Eyes was probably his best fight. The fight that I enjoyed watching the most. For me, that was like the grand final fight. But anyway, so Ricky, who I was also rooting for just because Ricky don't give a fuck. He's like Honey Badger. He's like, what? I might just show up in a girl dress today and you're just going to deal with that because I'm going to kick your fucking ass at Street Fighter. I'm just like, Ricky, yes! Throw an attitude across the road.
All that, I love traps. I think they're the most beautiful thing in the entire world. I don't care. I don't, because it's the best of both worlds.
Anyway, so Luffy ended up being the only person from the Western world getting up there, and so we placed all our hopes on him after Snake Eyes and Ricky were knocked out. We're like, come on, Luffy, you got to do it for the West, and he did do it, and he won. And so we were all really excited and happy about that, even though in my heart I kind of wanted Snake Eyes to win, but Japanese people being better at games than us.
I mean,
one day, Japan!
I mean, they've had the game out longer than we have. It's actually interesting. I remember a lot of people, I ain't gonna name names because, you know.
I ain't gonna name names.
But in college, I done heard that a lot of people were purchasing, it was like for the Brawl tournaments, and people were purchasing the game in Japanese to be able to play that game in advance so that when it came out in America, they went to the American tournaments, they've already had it. Which is what happened with most games. It's like Pokemon Stadium for 64. You know, I was bored at that game by the time it came out in America. And I meant every second of it. And it's also like all my favorite games from Mother 3, which if you haven't played, you should do it. You all should bring tissues. If you played Earthbound or you paid any attention to Brawl or anything that had to do with Smash Brothers, you understand that Ness is the greatest character of all time. And so is Lucas. I'm not going to get into him. Must stop here, but that being said, there are a lot of games that happen in Japan first, and then they get translated. I'm gonna let you finish. Once they translate, then we get them here in America. Right. So if you're really interested in learning and being able to play better and quicker, you should buy yourself a Japanese system and make sure it's not on location, which you can do, and then you should purchase the game in Japanese and suck it up for a little bit and then get real good. And then you can fight these people.
That's true. That is an actual technique.
That is technically a technique that people do, and if you don't know, now you know.
I have a note here that I can't even fucking read. I know what it is. So, if you don't know me very well, then you don't know that I am a really big Tekken fan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very into Tekken. I love Harada, and I follow him on Twitter, and sometimes we banter. And I love Ono, too, but yeah. I played Street Fighter on Game Boy when I was little, but Tekken was the game that I got every single Tekken game and, like, really played. Whereas Street Fighter was more like, if it's the only thing around, I'll play it. Mortal Kombat was, like, second to Tekken for me, as far as games I actually played. So, when I heard the news that Tekken 7 was leaked, I was quite happy. Very excited. Can't wait to play it. However, what was even better than that was when Harada got on stage and he needed a translator. So, you know, this is all through translation. But he basically was like, so there was this game I was going to get up here. I'm working on a few games. And so I was going to get up here and I was going to tell you about a game. But I woke up this morning and, you know, this other game that I'm working on was being talked about. And so, yeah, I'm going to have a really awkward call back with the bosses later. And so I just ran to my room and threw this trailer together. So do me a favor. And when they show it, act really excited and happy like you don't know what the game's going to be. It's really cool. So, you know, he shows the trailer. However, he specifically said that was not the game he had planned to announce at EVO. He said he was going to announce one of his other games. But then he just never announced it. He was like, fine, you got Tekken 7. So I'm curious if either A, he was lying to cover his ass and create mystery, or
Mystery and
intrigue.
The 2 words.
Somebody write mystery down since Kelsey isn't here to copy all my shit. So I'm serious. Somebody write it down so I don't forget. So I'm curious as to whether or not another game is going to get announced. But he said San Diego Comic-Con is when we're going to find out all of the details, so I'm looking forward to that.
So we have a few days. Comic-Con.
EVO though. Few more things to wrap up. New Killer Instinct characters shown off. Maya, she looks really dope. She's definitely got to upgrade from the old Killer Instinct version of her. And then also just that I haven't written a lot of articles lately on my site because I went to MLG, then I went to, first went to VidCon, then I went to MLG, then I went to Anime Expo, and then I went to EVO. So
after E3? I think after E3 I took a nap at my house, like for a week. I was like, let me just lie down.
E3, MLG, VidCon, Anime Expo, EVO. That's my weekends. Every single weekend. And just, girl, no, you gotta get away from that microphone, you crazy bitch. No.
Hold me, Bailey.
Get away from that.
Hold me.
Bailey, no. Bailey, no. Bailey, don't do it. Look at this crazy motherfucker.
I know, that's why I'm all excited about him. Cause
he's like holding on to my table like I'm going.
I'm gonna be up. Bailey, I love you. Look at me.
Do you look at her? He's such a dick. He won't even look at her
so much, and
he's looking at me. I've done
nothing but love him.
Look, I think he looked at you for a split second. Just
no, whatever. It's lies. It's cool.
It's so sad.
So anyway, Anime X.
If you want to talk about Anime Expo, we can. I was
going to
move on to the topic of the night. We already at 30, but we can talk about Anime Expo.
Anime Expo was awesome. Actually,
I didn't like those lines that I was hearing about. I didn't have to deal with any of them because I came
late. Neither did I. And it was also because I was part of the Cosplay Senpai program, and so they had about 5 cosplayers who they felt spoke to the community the best, and talked a lot about different experiences and mainly about people who have been bullied and what people who are in the cosplay community who care about the community. That is what I sort of got as a whole. But those of us who are interested in making differences in the community that we have as a whole. And it was myself as Chocolate Covered Cosplay, and he bit me, and then I think it was like Wind of the Stars, I'm not really sure, but they do a lot of Borderlands cosplay, and they were awesome, and they were loved. Everyone became friends, and I can just say, as part of that experience, it was wonderful, but I didn't have to stand in the line. I didn't have to do any of those things because I was, I was professional that weekend.
Not to brag, but I didn't have to wait in line with you plebes. I didn't have to wait in line because I never go to things on time. Pro tip, if you want to not wait in a long line at a convention, just don't mind showing up at some random ass time like 4 p.m. on the day it opens or the day after it opens, and you'll get your badge really quickly.
Yeah, don't show up everyone. Don't be like, I'm going to get there early, because that's what everybody thinks.
They're going to get there early.
And that's how those lines happen. I felt so bad for those people who were in those those lines, and having worked for AX for several years as a whole, it's just, I mean, y'all know what y'all need to do. You guys actually purchased. E3 owns you. And you know how E3 does everything? They send their badges either A, early, or they do it really quickly. And they already know what they're doing. They make it very exclusive, but not saying you should make AX exclusive. But you're run by the same company. Why not take, notice of how they run their con? Or not even, because it's not a convention, it's more like a show. It's a business event. But that being said, even though we have at AX a convention, pay attention to the fact that we have tons of hundreds of thousands of people. I mean, it might benefit you to either send people badges or make it very quickly, or you need to get more staff.
Right. And not just more staff, but helpful staff.
Helpful staff?
I was only in line for about 5 minutes, but the lady helping me wouldn't speak to me. She just would point at things. And then finally when she had to, she was like, I need your ID. But I was talking to her and she just smiled. I'm like, and it was the smile please stop talking to me smile. And I'm asking a question about the thing, and I heard from a bunch of other people that they had a big problem with really rude people helping them sign up for stuff. And I think it's kind of backwards if you get rude people to help you get people. Those are the people that need to be the friendliest, because that's where the most problems are going to be. So I've heard some things. It didn't directly impact me, but Anime Expo for me, it's not as much my thing as it is your thing. So I didn't have as much invested in it.
Going there is great places for networking, talking to people, because we're looking for sponsorships and all that jazz. Because we're
but they got a calendar. You want to buy that calendar?
Oh, we do have a calendar full of all of us.
We'll talk about it more later.
Women.
I'm gonna just say
sexiness. Black women in cosplay. 5 black women in cosplay. 5 black women.
You're gonna keep saying it?
Cosplay. I just don't see, where is that?
You don't see it.
But yeah, AX, go next year. But I really hope you guys do take care of your staffing problem, because it's been that way for several years.
That's the other complaint I've heard, is that it's something that's been going on.
I have worked on staff. I ain't gonna get into it. It's a whole podcast.
I'll get into it. So we're moving on to the topic of the night.
I think we should get into it.
No, we did.
All right, great.
So the topic is San Diego Comic-Con, which is coming up. Oh my God! Oh, it's 5 days. I can't even handle this. Okay. There. I got my breakdown out of the way. Slowly taking over. That's the note I have for Comic-Con.
Right. So slow. I was just, because that it was to get up and y'all buzz. I'm letting you know that.
Getting all up in the camera, getting all out of the frame. What? Where'd I go?
Okay. Yeah, San Diego Comic-Con has been taking over most of, the area of San Diego that we were in, which is, I believe, downtown. But
that Gaslamp district. I like that district. I wish we had something like that in LA.
It's very much Richmond-esque, to be honest. It is.
Because Richmond, Virginia.
Richmond, and the food.
It's pretty great. So Comic-Con, if any of you haven't gone, it's one of the largest comic and fan and movie conventions in the world. It's gotten so big that I don't enjoy it anymore.
Yeah.
Because you walk like a penguin through most of everything.
And if you have a fabulous costume, you can't really move around enough for people to see it. And then people step on your everything.
Your everything. Everything?
Everything. I think there's a song about it, but
a song about people stepping on your costume?
No, everything. I forget where it comes from.
You are everything, and everything is you. Sing. You are everything, and everything.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Okay, I know.
Cisco, whatever.
Wow. Ooh, I don't remember the song. That's all that he had in my mind. That song. I like it when your booty go.
I don't want to hear. I'm done. No.
Go.
No. Why are you singing a slowed down, sexy version of the song?
Because that wasn't my brain.
It's ridiculous. Nobody has time to hear thong.
You do. Please.
Somebody just called me Super Cray.
Do you?
What? I'm not Super Cray.
But in Comic-Con, it's so funny. I don't even go I go to meet other people who are awesome, who like what we do, and who I like what they do. Like, I don't really go to Comic-Con as much. I wouldn't be unhappy if I didn't get a ticket next year. I've been going for professional for the past 4 years, so I have to re-up, and I'm always like, well...
She loves the humble brag, don't she? They can't see the look you're giving me. They're just seeing the back of your head. They don't even know. Hey, you just spit all over my leg.
I hope you liked it.
A little cold.
But I'm saying, like, you know, I've been going for several years, and even for myself, it's just not as fun as it used to be, and I would like to be able to experience comics. And I enjoy the entertainment industry, and it makes sense for those who, the new shows that have to do with what we're doing. Like, okay, the new Captain America movie, and the comic book movies and shows, and the Green Arrow TV show, CW, whatever. Like, I get it. Like, those people should totally be there, but everything else does not need to be there. You need to stop. Like, I get that we are super awesome. We have a very beautiful, like, area in which you can display your items, and, like, super entertainment is great. But, like, if it's really not interested in the geek community as a whole, like, then, you know, I feel like it's wasting space for all the other awesome stuff that we could be talking about. The new people, the young people who want to come up and do something.
The younglings!
They're so beautiful! We're younglings! I mean, like, I guess now, at a point, we're not really younglings anymore, but... You know.
Well, that really made me sad. I'm not a youngling. I'm a Padawan, bitches.
Sometimes
I'm actually a Sith Lord.
Right.
Anywho, so Comic-Con. I do agree. Don't run away from me.
Okay.
Don't ever leave. I'll force choke you.
Shit.
Anyways.
But I meant.
I know. I was gonna say that, and I was like, I don't want to disrespect Ashford, and then you were like, I'm gonna just do it for you.
Oh no,
it's not disrespectful if I have your permission.
No, look, I'm not even gonna get into like sexuality, but like for 2 seconds, do you literally like whatever you want? You should not feel less of a person or sexual because you want to do something. Like, it doesn't make you any more of a better or a bad person. End of story.
You heard it here first, folks. Ashford Jakeaway thinks you should do you. That means masturbation is on the menu.
That's not what
Anyway, so
as
Comic-Con,
a political science minor, I'm gonna go ahead and contest.
So Comic-Con, as we're getting back to it, this year I can honestly say I give no fucks about anything. Unlike everyone else who's really excited about things like the Hobbit panel and...
Where's Joss Whedon?
The face you just made.
It's the truth. Where are you at? It's not your fault. I know you got stuff to do. But I'm saying, like, maybe the commission should be saying stuff. I'm just saying, where are you at?
Are you trying to fight Joss Whedon?
No, oh my gosh!
No,
you're amazing. I'm so excited about all that you do ever.
Joss Whedon, you're watching. I know you are.
I know you are.
Ashford, one of your biggest fans. She didn't mean it. Anyway.
It was in a good sense of, like, you know, why haven't they invited you? That's what I meant. Thank you, because language. But seriously, we do miss you, and you're amazing, and like the work you've done is great. So they should be knocking at your door for you to be here.
Knock, knock, knock.
At heaven's door.
Anyway, there's nothing that's particularly interesting to me, but that's because I have very specific and strange tastes. So I'm mostly going to be spending all of my time at the Geek and Sundry Lounge, A, because I work there, and B, because they're paying me. And there's going to be a bunch of tabletop games there, and a bunch of famous people rolling through, and we've got a bunch of panels, and most importantly for me, Dragon Age Inquisition is going to be there demoing the game and talking about it. We're going to have donuts with the devs. I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to stay here.
Oh, I know.
So for me, it's Dragon Age, it's Tekken, and it's, I'm not even that, there was one more. Nope, it's gone. It was a video game. Okay, well, I'll tell you when I remember.
Well, I am most excited for Comic-Con because I actually really enjoy all the stuff that goes on outside for the people who cannot get a badge, and I noticed how it's been growing, and I think that's really cool because people are sort of realizing that what's going on inside is awesome, and that's great, but only an exclusive amount of people are able to go, and then what are you going to do if you don't go? And it makes me sort of think on how, like, a couple years ago, E3 used to have tons of stuff going on outside, but budget cuts, A, B, C, D, F. I'm sure G was in there. But it's right up in here, you know. They used to have a lot of things that were going on outside.
It's true. I would actually recommend, if you can get to San Diego, don't worry about getting a Comic-Con badge. Like, the first year I went, Ashley actually made me Kratos. Do you remember that? You
I
do.
Mm-hmm. And it was Kratos and Naruto. People like threw up in the hallways, and some guy died. He was so excited, his heart stopped.
The Sony people like called us over and wanted to take pictures.
They really did. Adorable. It was pretty real. They were like, "But my life," and I'm like, "I know because we know what you did." Same game engine. I love you.
So anyway, I didn't have a badge when my first year I went to Comic-Con. But I went to GamerCon. It's a really cute little con. It's in San Diego at the same time. It's $10, and it's all about video games. Ashley has performed there before, actually. I Wish My Life Was an RPG. You should check it out if you can find it online anywhere. It's pretty dope. Or go see a show. Anyway, there I met some people. We became friends, and they were like, "You know what? I want to get you a badge. On Sunday, I know a friend who's not using your badge. I'll get it for you." And that's how I got my badge. But what I did in the meantime is I went to GamerCon. I went to the BioWare base, which was its own thing back then. I went to this zombie run thingy-majiggy. Like, there were so many things to do that you don't need a badge for, and it's like that every year. So if you're worried because you didn't get a badge, please don't let that stop you. Go to Comic-Con. Like, just go to San Diego, hang out. It's a nice city.
It's so beautiful. Makes me so sad that I don't live there, but other times I'm like, but I'm here and everything is great here, so.
Everything is awesome.
The same. So yeah, I mean, you should definitely go check it out. And also, let you know, Amtrak is selling tickets to go to and fro, $37 each, one way. So like, be aware there are inexpensive ways to get there. You could take the Metrolink, but have fun.
But yes, if you go next year instead, buy your train or bus tickets like 2 months ahead of time. You can get them as low as $9 one way. Yeah,
and like also note that if you're looking for places to stay, there are several hostels that are in the area. If you do them now for next year, you can get a great spot. There's a beautiful hostel that's really close by that I forgot about, but I looked at it like 9 months before the con. So just let you know, before you go, check out some hostels. Hostel.com. They're great.
Google it. Another option too is to look around and check out Craigslist and stuff, because people often are looking for roommates because people ditch at the last moment and they got a room and they thought 5 people were going to pay and then one of their friends dropped out. Those people need another person to stay with them.
Yeah. And also, you know, just to note, buying tickets offline. You know, be very, 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 very careful with.
Yeah, I wouldn't spend any money until you get there, honestly.
Exactly.
I always bring the cash for the person, and that's when they get the money. Don't pay them ahead of time. That's crazy. That's great.
And like yes.
So, that's mostly Comic-Con. I think I'd like to talk a little bit about Comic-Con as an institution. You touched on it briefly.
Yeah.
I truly believe Comic-Con has gotten too big. And not just because the lines are crazy, not just because you can barely walk, not just because it's more than just comics, which, I mean, that's fine, but to the point where so many more people want to come that I don't think that they know what to do. I don't think they know how to fix this problem. They can't have less people come because people will fight and scramble their way into tickets. I mean, if you throw a panel, you can get extra tickets. You can buy extra tickets. Like, there's so many extra ways to get into Comic-Con and to bring even more people there. And then you have all these people right outside of Comic-Con who don't have tickets. Like, it's huge and it's weird. And I don't necessarily think that San Diego can contain all those people, quite honestly.
And it's interesting because, like, as I was, I got a free guest badge, so I was looking for other people to be my guests. And I was like, well, who would be interested in going with me? I get to pick a person. And the interesting note is that there's so many people who weren't really interested in the industry as comic people, or who were not really interested in going unless I showed them around the entire time, which I do not have the ability to do because I'm working as well. But there were so many people that I talked to who I'm like, you best me first. Like, I'm welcome to take you with me. And they're like, well, What are comic books? What's going on? And there's so many people who go to the convention who don't really know or understand the industry. But they're there because they're actors, and that's who the other half of my friends are. The people who are like, oh, we're actors, we're artists, we want to get in the industry. I'm like, see, I can't take you because you ain't gonna know what's going on, and I'm not gonna sit there and
that way.
I'm not gonna sit there and educate you either because you've had an entire year and a half to however long we've known each other to ask me these questions. But now that I've had many people who message me like, oh, I would love to go, and I'm like, I really don't have this, but honestly, you're an industry person already. You don't even need me to get a ticket. Like, if you make money in the entertainment industry, I'm pretty sure you can just get yourself a ticket at this point. And then, so maybe people start messaging me because they didn't need me anymore. And then that really lets you know who's what in friendship. So it's been really very interesting to see what it's like having an extra ability to go and what kind of people really
I do think that's true. A lot of people want to go to Comic-Con not because they like comics or want to see the newest trailers or hear the crazy antics that go on with the cast members of shows. It's because it's Comic-Con and everyone goes to Comic-Con and they don't actually know anything about it. So, I think overall there's an issue around Comic-Con, and I hope that Kamikaze is eventually the one to address it.
Me too.
I think, what are they in their third year coming up?
Mm-hmm.
Coming up in their third year. Went their first year was pretty shitty, and went their second year slightly less shitty. I think they're going to get better and better.
Yeah, I was there first year. We were like guests of theirs, and they were pretty shitty to us, and it was to the point that no one knew that we were sponsoring and helping them out so much as that we were. And it's like we haven't been back really since, and I would like to see them grow as a convention for us to be able to come back because we got their location for their entire dances. If you notice where their dances are coming up in the next few years, we've connected them with those people, and they really didn't care too much about what we really had to say after that. And it's knowing that I'm sure that now those people are being run better, but I wasn't the only person who had issues. There are people who had maybe even 1,000 more followers than we do who also had the same issues where they weren't being recognized for the work that they were doing, and they felt that they weren't as important. Like, I've had the people who were in charge of that walk away from me in the middle of a conversation because we weren't important enough at that time.
Right. So their first year, pretty horrible. Yeah. Second year, like I said, less horrible. So I can only hope that Kamikaze grows as a convention while it'll still be much smaller population-wise, and then will become the spiritual successor to Comic-Con for those of us who don't really like standing around in hot, sweaty crowds.
Long Beach Comic-Con?
Long Beach Comic-Con, I would love to love Long Beach Comic-Con.
Me too! I want to love that place so bad. It's
Long Beach Comic-Con is so tiny. It's so tiny.
What are you doing? We love you. We love you. We love you, but seriously though. What I've done.
So small.
Marketing people. I know people from marketing for you.
Hey, look, Bailey's looking at you. Oh, he looked away right when I just pointed it out. It's cool. All right, guys, we have 12 minutes left, so I think we're going to move into our chick picks. P.S. I promised the Destiny Code giveaway, so you guys should not let me forget that by the end of the night.
I got you.
Yes, Piper's twin, that's what I'm saying. Sorry, I'm also a little drunk, so I can't really focus on letters anymore. I'm just gonna... so since there's only 10 people watching, I'll just give out one of my codes, and I'll give out the other one some other time. I have no idea how people go about giving out codes on Twitch streams, so if you want to give me any advice, I appreciate it.
I have no idea. I'm so sorry. I am useless right now.
No, it's cool.
I'm doing the best I can.
No, it's fine. You're doing great. You're doing great.
I'm just gonna love you.
I know. So, shut up, baby. I know it.
You don't know my life. You don't know me.
I do.
Yeah, you do. That's why I can't say that.
I know.
And run away because you're like, no, actually, I'm pretty sure.
Ashford, wait. I know a lot about you.
You're like, oh, I know what you're going to do. And I'm like, oh, a word? A word?
In fact, you'll start to run and just trip over the tripwire I have already put out because I know you.
Damn.
So, Chick Picks is the section where we talk about 1 to 3 things that we think you should check out.
Poop poop.
Poop poop.
I said hoop hoop.
Oh, I heard poop poop.
Poop poop. Oh, you gotta go, girl.
I wanted you to check out poop. I think poop should be left where it lies.
Actually, poop is very important for you to know what diet you're eating. You should probably look down there every once in a while. It's actually very important.
There are infographics online that will show you what color your poop is supposed to be.
And also the texture as well. It's very important for you to know. My mom would be like, no, for real though, you need to check though. And I'd be like, Mom, that's so weird and gross. And as I got older, I'm like, I understand. I'm dehydrated now.
My sister's a nurse, so I grew up with the first question, I'm not feeling well. Okay, what color's your pee?
And you don't pay attention because you never. We got less than 12 minutes though.
Okay.
We got 10. Let's get it in.
Give me your 3 chick picks.
Okay.
You wrote them down in case you forgot them. You forget them? Chocolate Covered Cosplay.
Your favorite.
Why are you laughing?
It's so great. What was the last one though? Right. Okay. Cool. So the first one.
Why are you laughing still?
It's just because Chocolate Covered Cosplay.
I'm not tickling her.
Can't see below her breasts.
I'm tickling her. Please. Just kidding. Who's tickling Ashley?
So our first one is Chocolate Covered Cosplay, obviously. But no, seriously, we do have really beautiful discussions about diversity, and we do open dialogue about them. We have, you can come in and talk to any of our panels, and we will talk with you about any issues you have or things that you might have seen. We have beautiful discussion about The Edge of Tomorrow, the movie with Tom Cruise, white person, playing a person who should have been of Asian descent because it was an Asian book. But it's very interesting how we have these dialogues a lot about race and gender in the gaming and anime and geek community. So, please do check us out, chocolatecoveredcosplay.com. And also, we're on Facebook as well, Chocolate Covered Cosplay. We're on Twitter and
C3.
Twitter's tweet with C3, and then Instagram's Choco-Co3, basically. But we're also on Pinterest and Google+. I'm really a great person webmaster, but that being said, do join the dialogue. We mainly discuss things on our Facebook page, and we'll be selling prints and calendars and all that jazz. Number 2, my picks of being a lady is In the Name of the Moon. It's a name of the moon. It's Sakio? Yeah, I used to know. I can pretend. After the Sailor Moon, the dub and also the Japanese version came out. Japanese version's on Crunchyroll.com right now. Do check that out. People from AT Productions made a documentary on Sailor Moon cosplayers, and they documented their entire life story of okay, so we started here,
started from the bottom, now we're here,
basically. And you should check it out.
Now the whole crew's here.
And literally, the whole crew is here, and they are fabulous and talk about feminism because that's what Sailor Moon is about. And if you haven't been paying attention, Sailor Moon is about women's issues. It's amazing. And then the last thing is that if you're going to be at Comic-Con, 7:30, we're having a lady blogger event where women of the gaming community come together, and we'd be amazing together. And so you should come and talk to us.
If you're a lady.
And if you are not a lady, or if you believe you are a lady, or were born a female, you are welcome to be there.
If you do not identify as a lady, we would ask that you leave us this safe space, but you'll probably see pictures or videos from it later.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, please don't creep.
So I creep. Yeah, just creeping on the down low. Oh, we're on the wrong verse? He doesn't know what I do.
Thank you. On the down low. And
nobody is supposed to know. Okay, we gotta keep our day jobs. So my chick pick of the week is to check out an article on forharriet.com, as if you were giving something to Harriet. It's for Harriet. It's 6 Black Geeks to Know, and it's totally a shameless plug because I am at the bottom of that list.
You're on the bottom. You said last but not least, dog. I read it.
Pretty excited. I was like, did they put this in order of
where did they get your face picture from?
I don't know. Why? You didn't like it?
No, I'm just wondering, how did they find a picture? Did they tell you they was going to do it?
Actually, they DM'd me, and they were like, hey, so I'm doing this pitch. What year was your website founded? And they didn't, go, it was a Twitter DM, so it wasn't a lot of information.
Oh, that's so for real.
And she was like, when were you founded? And I didn't really think that the pitch would get picked up. So I mean, I didn't actually pay attention, and she didn't ask me for a picture. I would have gave her a more recent picture than that one, but whatever. I
You're in cornrows. That's all that matters.
I feel like she picked it because she was like, she looks the most black in this one. No, I was laughing because like Jamila's right above me, and I was like, did they put me at the bottom because I'm only half? That's why they put me at the bottom. That was my moment.
We are the same amount of black at this point. Inside and out.
Inside and out. My lungs are filled with dark ichor.
Yeah, I'm out. Tap out.
Excellent. That's always my only goal. My second chick pick for you is if you are coming to Comic-Con, please be sure to stop by the Geek and Sundry Lounge at Joltin' Joe's. Mostly because it makes my life easier. Also, if you like geeky, no, don't you motherfucking do. I'll put my foot right on you. No.
Love each other.
No. We're doing giveaways until the 24th, and we give away 2 things every day. So check at Geek and Sundry on Twitter and enter these giveaways for some dope shit. I'm just saying. Hey, kitty cat. Are you just in my lap right now?
Oh, you're so cute. Love me.
You won't fit through there. You're too fat.
I've been waiting for Bailey to love me for a very long time.
You're not going to fit. You're too fat. He won't fit in the hole. All right. So last but not least, please let me know if you would like a Destiny beta code, and I will basically give the first person who tells me they want it the beta code. It only works for the PS4. It's a very important thing to note. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back in 2 weeks. It will be me and Katrina again, although we'd love to have Ashford on again as a guest sometime. Thanks for being here.
I'm
about to eat this pizza, yo.
I'm going to eat everything.
Oh, the motherfucking pizza.
I'm just going to leave it what I said.
She's not going to eat my pussy. I know that's what you think. I know that's what you dirty-minded people are thinking.
I know, you guys are so gross. Go outside.
Go outside where you will stop being gross.
I tell the guy what's what when he hollers at you.
Go outside. Now.
Do it. Also, thanks guys for having me. I'm really excited to see you all, and I'm sure I will be back. Meow. This kids are fabulous. Meow. Meow.
Alright, bye.
Bye.
You're saying bye.